Hey guys, welcome to Graceful Parents. I'm Reed, that's Josh, and we're really glad you're here with us today.
Reed, we have been away from the podcast, like full episodes for a bit, dude. There's
Been
been
a
a
minute.
lot of life happening between you and I.
Yeah.
But we are not out of the graceful parenting sphere, my dude. We have been pushing some content out there, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and like moving into TikTok, my dude.
Well, yeah, getting after a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Trying to engage with folks, have some conversations. I'm currently on sabbatical, and so from my work as a minister, and so really just been creating content to put out and try to engage with folks in a way that might be helpful. And we've gotten some really interesting like conversations and questions going, and I've heard from people, and yeah, and so our goal with Graceful Parents is to build interactive content that's really helpful for parents to step in and engage with and feel equipped and supported in the process that is parenting, that is simultaneously both like feels like the longest journey of your life and then sometimes feels like it's just a blip on the radar all at the same time. And so the other day I posted something, and I'm just making this stuff up. Like I'm just like off the, not off the top of my head, but like I'll sit and think about it. I'll be like, oh yeah, I should talk about that today. And I posted one the other day where I was like, it's normal for your child to be their worst self with you. It's normal for your child after school to get in the car and be like, blah, or just like break down. Like they're just like, they get back with you. They've done their best all day to be their best self for the world, and they get back with you and they are a train wreck. And one of the comments that we got on YouTube, and I'm gonna read it. It's pretty long. It's from a YouTuber named Zalaria. Zalaria. I don't know, Zalaria. If you want to correct me, that'd be great.
Feels
Let me
right.
know. Let me know how to say it. It says this: is it normal every day, every single day, to have their room somehow messier than was before you asked them to clean it? After they were in their room cleaning it for supposed hours, is it normal that everything in the refrigerator is open so the air gets to it and it's ruined every day? Is it normal for them to go through a 6 month supply of soap in 3 weeks? Is it normal for them to go through a month supply of toilet paper in 3 days? Is that normal? Someone please tell me because it feels like madness. And I've tried hiding half the supply, having my teenager help pay for the dish soap once, having them pay once for toilet paper. Makes no difference. Lights get left on, water gets turned on full blast, TV is way up all the time. I have to lock stuff up, their tablets, the Wi-Fi router, and their phone, or schoolwork doesn't get done. Is that normal? Can't have a candy bowl out. Can't have syrup in the pantry. It will disappear in a day. And these are not little children. And I hate that one day, when my house is all clean and organized and calm, I'm going to be alone and lonely. So I try not to lose my mind over these things. But that's, but it's, but is that amount of waste normal?
Mm.
Wow.
Zalaria, that was a journey, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh man. And also normal. Normal is a really good question in that. So like the first thing I would love to do, Reed,
Yeah.
the first thing I would love to do as I approach this question is just like validate Zalaria and what she's asking.
Yep.
Because holy cow, I think if you have parented for any amount of time, this feels like a real question that you approach at some point. Like,
Yeah.
are we in crazy town right now? We're taking crazy pills? This is madness. Right? It's like, have you felt that?
Yeah.
It's just like,
Like Mugatu and Zoolander.
that's right. It's like, am I, am I taking crazy pills?
Look at
Um,
taking crazy pills.
I just like just feeling that sense of like kind of overwhelm and
Yeah.
frustration and like feeling like we're taking a step forward and then we take 6 steps back. Like
Where's the
so
soap?
good.
How are we out of
So
soap? I just bought
how come
the big
I
bottle.
think I really did say to Caitlin, there's only 3 of us at our home. How is it possible that we're out of toilet paper again? How is that possible? Like I swear about it yesterday. How is it possible? Um,
In
like
what
I don't know,
world?
just think,
In what world
yeah,
is it gone?
there's no way. So just before we get like,
Yeah.
well, here's how you answer that question. Like I just, man, for real, seriously, like I
It's
feel you so
it's
strongly.
like that out there right now.
It is, man, and I think maybe it has been like that always in some
Hmm.
level, some way.
Yep.
So I like Reed. I think what I would love to do is be able to first validate that
Yep.
feeling of like it feels so overwhelming, so frustrating, so hard, and I'm trying so hard to cherish it, but it's really difficult to do at times. Like to validate that, and then like
Yeah.
I don't know, like is there a way that you and I can begin to frame the question? Like, okay, so with those circumstances, like how does graceful parenting like approach that with some level of health and authenticity?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where do we start there, dude?
I want to start with something about like a difference between a boundary and a wall and like something about like how in those times where it does feel like that, where it feels like no matter what I do, it just falls apart. Like like the kids, for whatever reason, it just feels like it's not working, that it's
Yeah.
um that it's just awful. Like how do you then navigate in a way that is not wishing it away?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think that sometimes is my like there's a part of my brain that's like, oh, just get through it, like it's gonna be over. And I
Yeah.
heard that in Zalaria at the end of like, I know there's a day coming when I'm gonna wish so bad that all the soap was gone again.
Yeah. So they were in my home again, right?
Or that they were just here and they're not
Yeah.
here anymore. They're out and they're living their life and they've launched and they're fully on their own. Um,
Her
it's,
like clawing for that perspective, right? Like I'm trying
yes.
so hard to feel
Yeah.
that
Yeah, and
perspective,
it's
right?
so real
Yeah.
to want to have that perspective while at the same time feeling like I don't have it right now.
Yeah.
I just want them to stop doing that.
Right.
Yeah, and to be able to like handle not handle work with that a little bit of like how do I with that feeling being very real then still choose something, right? And I hear Zaleri saying I've tried all these things. I've locked up routers, I've locked up iPads, I've put candy. I don't even put candy out anymore. Like what are some things that do make sense?
What I want her to feel, A, is supported, validated because I've been there. Secondly, like I think if you are trying really hard to help your kids do their homework and manage syrup reasonably and be like a person that makes good choices, it will feel like madness at times because kids are like they're not there. They're not ready to make choices that are full and whole and complete. I mean, they are at times, but not totally,
Yeah.
right? And that's why like the answer to the question is like, is this madness? Like, yes, like it feels like it is, and so. I think what I would love to begin like trying to like frame the like how do we respond to it from a grace-filled parenting perspective is okay, so like what is it that we are trying to get out of this, right?
Hmm.
So are we trying to like produce children that make right choices all the time, and is that like reflect on us? Is
Yeah.
that our purpose? Is that our intent?
Hmm.
or or are we allowed to say like it's madness in here and my purpose isn't to like engineer products for the world, it is to help like move my children towards better versions of themselves, better version of choice making, better version of
Yeah. Yeah.
like awareness and thought of others and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like what is my purpose inside of this?
Hmm.
How do I approach this? Is it through anger and frustration and fear? Is it through purpose or intent? is that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that a good start?
Yeah, no, I think so. It's one of the things that I've been slowly learning as we've been doing this for the last what like year and a half or 2 years, I guess, is like my knee-jerk reaction of anger makes sense,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but like my best response is going to be to go through that into the next level of like, wait, what do I want to actually move this toward, and what is that like? What does that require of me? Because my child is just like trying to get his way. He just wants to get his way. And how do I hold a boundary without it coming from anger, without me just meeting him at that level of whatever he's doing for madness to try to get his way, because he wants to get the thing, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And so then that process of working through the anger down to that next level of like what am I actually interested in? Like what am I interested in this? Where am I interested in this moving toward? And and uh and for this conflict to become like how do we handle this in a way that's going to be life-giving, if that's even possible?
Yeah. Like I think what you're saying inside of that is like my first human initial reaction is to defend myself
Yep.
and to protect myself from the feelings of frustration and hurt, right? Which is
Yeah,
like
and yeah, and maybe even to feel like, well, I didn't raise kids like this.
right. Or I
I'm not
didn't
raising
want
a
to.
kid
I
like
didn't
this.
intend. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
I tried really hard to not do it. Right.
right. And here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
I've made choices, or I've tried to make choices, or I've thought I've made choices that would help them not be here, and yet we
Hmm.
we are here again. which
Yeah.
I do think is like, that was kind of like, I hear some desperation in Larry's message, but like that feeling of like, oh my gosh, are we here again? Despite all the things we've worked on, all the things we've talked about, all the things we've walked, all the consequences, we're here
Yeah.
again,
I even made you pay for this.
right? Right.
Right.
We're here
Yeah.
again. And that
Yeah.
feeling of like, and I just, hey, that human response of that is something that does not need to be like, there's no judgment or frustration or guilt in that. Like, it's just, I think it's
Yeah.
human.
Yeah.
But I think often what happens, I think what we're calling for inside of ourselves, inside of graceful parenting, is to say like with a purpose and intent, I am not going to make choices in parenting through those feelings. Which I like, let's be really clear, is so hard. But like that's the frame that we're trying to bring is like, okay, that is how I feel. I feel frustrated and hurt and disrespected and
Mm.
overwhelmed by their choices. If I make choices through those feelings, what will come out will not be purpose and intent. It will be protective. It will be anger. It will be what I need from them
Mhm.
rather than the below side of me saying, no, this is about what I need, what they need from me, right? Like, how do
Yeah.
I guide them here? How do I move them towards somewhere purposefully and intent, like with intent
Yeah.
and, all the things we talk about. And I think that's really hard, but I think that's what good parenting is being willing to
Mm.
shut down my feeling of like my human instinct of desire and protection and what I need versus like, nope, we're going to think about what they need. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And you said this earlier in our pre-recording call.
Yeah.
The primary function of a parent is not to be an engineer, but to be a shepherd.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing a lot of that here that like I'm not engineering a human. My child is already a full human. So I'm shepherding them in their life and their process and their growth and their choices. Yeah. And so how does that quote, you said it, I'm stealing it. How does that how does that quote like impact this conversation about such a contentious moment?
I think that quote's been used in a lot of different places. Dr. Russell Barkley, he's like he's a medical doctor. Does a lot of research on ADHD, which is like in my practice as a therapist. That's what I like kind of mainly work with. And he's one of the guys I read and listen to a lot. But yeah, like it's his phrase that the idea is that we're not engineering a person. Like they're already fully human. We're shepherd. And I think if we come with the engineering perspective, it is like every choice they make is a reflection on us, and we have to like undo what is done and put something back into them and like try to like put them almost as a product into the world,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Which creates a ton of pressure on us and them. There's a lot of like it's constant evaluation of like pass and fail and if it's enough and if it's worthy. And man, like I think there's some like really kind of damaging ways that frame can develop, right?
Yeah.
But I think the idea of shepherding is really, really helpful for me to begin thinking about like, okay, I'm not an engineer that's like creating a human. This is a full human already that needs to develop and grow and head towards someplace that I can help them get there.
Yeah.
So instead of all of their choices and all the things that they're doing be about like a reflection on me and what I have and have not done, it is more of a question of like, okay, here we are now. What direction do I point them in that's best for them right now? Right.
Yeah.
So instead of it being about me, it's about them. And instead of me like creating something, conjuring something in them,
Mm.
where do I point them? How do I get them to go somewhere? Which I think is like, I think it's just such a healthier frame.
Yeah. A question I used to ask my students as a teacher was, what type of person do you want to be? Like, what type of person do you want to be and become in the world? And engaging with that a little bit. Like, no one answers and says, I really want to be wasteful. I really want to be like, unkind. I hope that I'm a kind of a jerk to people that are less have less hierarchy in the social order than me. Like, no one is responding with that. Right. And so like having a parent that comes alongside you and points you in the direction to say like, hey, I'm noticing these things happening. It doesn't have to be a Zalari's thing, but like I'm noticing this is happening, right? I'm noticing getting this homework done is really hard for you right now.
Yeah.
What does it look like for us to move you toward a consistent practice for that to be easier? And leading with that sort of like I'm coming beside you instead of looking down at you or across at you. But I want to at that age when they're older teenagers, like you're gonna make choices, bud. Like I'm here to be with you and to walk those out with you and to try to give you some foresight of what might happen because of those things, because of your choices.
Yeah.
But like I just want you to know I'm here with you in it.
I think Yeah, that reminded me. In my classroom, I had this big, like, huge lyric of an Avery Brothers song on my wall that
Mhm.
just says "Decide what to be and go be it." And I had like 10th graders, and we are talking about history and stuff like that. So it was like a little bit of like a touch point of conversation a lot. But I think I'm often trying to think about the moments like last evening with my 10-year-old, and like other like where parents where Zalaria is in that moment, right? Of
Yeah.
like just being like really overwhelmed with emotion of like how this kid is behaving right now, which is a very common thing I think universally experienced by parents.
Yeah.
And like what can I decide to be right now? Like what is it like? I've already made the choice that this is what I am going to be. And
Hmm.
so what does a shepherd look like right here?
Yeah.
Right? Not an engineer, not a perfect parent, not a um not a person that's defensive and angry. Like what does a shepherd need? Like how does he angle himself towards the right things here? And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a really helpful thing. I will tell you this for me, Reed, and I think this might be universal. Though I'd ask the question: if I am just moving through the motions of the day and the evening, and my child is making choices that are really frustrating or overwhelming or difficult for me to manage,
Yeah.
and I do not intentionally step back and breathe and think, how am I approaching this moment? How do I want to approach this moment? What will come out of me is my instinct to protect myself and anger and frustration. If I am not intentional with that frame, with that lens in front of me, what will come out is not graceful parenting. Does that feel accurate for you?
Yes. Every time.
Every time.
My default setting is get my way because
Yeah, right.
I'm still a 7-year-old in here too.
I'm a full human myself. Right.
And I really want my way to be the way.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just want my son to comply. Like, just get on board, dude. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like some of those for us are like getting to school on time. He's in second grade, getting to school on time. Some mornings is easy, and then there's other mornings where it's like not easy. It's not easy. And he's, like yesterday, he was so slow getting out of bed, and he was saying his stomach was hurting. He felt like he was going to throw up, and I was like, okay. So I left the room, and I took a big deep breath, and I did. I tried to like actually center myself and be like, I want to go in and be like, get your butt out of bed. We're going to school now. We're going to get there on time. And I was kind of like, but if he's actually sick and he ends up beefing at school,
Yeah. Right.
right? Like, why not show up a little bit late and like make sure he's not actually sick? Like, if he's feel this out for 30 minutes, worth it to be a little bit late and not take a sick kid to school and get everybody else sick. So like, we took our time. We ate a slow breakfast. I checked his head. He didn't have a fever. And like, this sounds like I'm like being like I did the thing, but like because I work with you on this and talk about it all the time, I was like, oh, whoa, hold on. My knee jerk reaction was go rip him out of bed and be like, yo, let's go.
Yeah.
Get out the door. Be faster, be better. Meet my thing that I need right now. I need you to get
Yeah.
there on time so that we look like we're doing the right things. Whatever. That's like the subconscious in my brain. That's what's happening.
Sure.
It's like how many tardies do we have? Are they checking? Whatever. All that sort of stuff. And maybe he really was just trying to pull an over on me and not have to go to school. But also like maybe his stomach really was hurting because sometimes in the morning our stomachs hurt and it takes a minute. But like but that process of working through it was a reminder of like I'm so thankful for the way that graceful parenting has reoriented me in a way that I was like, oh that yeah, this is way better. Like we got to school a bit late, but he stayed at school all day and he had a good day.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not about the timing of the arrival as much as it is about like getting there in a way that's going to be
Yes.
beneficial.
Useful and helpful for the day and for him.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good, man. Yeah, like I like, Reed and I are just like trying to figure out how to do podcasts. So I don't know if you're supposed to like redo like content or whatever, but like in those moments for me,
Definitely
like
are.
what I often say to myself is like, they don't know you have a budget meeting, dude. Like they don't know. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want them to know. Like you're
Yeah.
not trying to get them to hold it. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like the fact that they don't understand that you're late and your boss is there and like the tests and the things and like what am I gonna like they don't know any of that
No.
and you are seeing that through your frame. They are not. They have a
Mm.
completely different frame. And the fact that we're angry that they can't see this doesn't make any actual sense. Like it
Right.
doesn't make any sense for us. Like we don't even want them to hold all of that. They don't
Right.
need to do it.
That's right.
So for us to like take a step back and be like, all right, that's my frame. That's what I see the world through at this moment. Let's put this over here. What are you
Yeah.
saying? How can I get you there? What do you need? And then we got to move forward. Is that like, is it the thing that I'm always very interested in is how people consume our content. Reed, is like, what I don't want you guys, no one to ever hear is like, this is easy. This is
Yeah.
obvious. I can't believe you're not doing it. It's the opposite.
The opposite.
I think grace-filled parenting is very hard.
Yeah.
For me, that I am the one giving it to the world, and it is so hard for me.
Yeah.
And I think for anybody that's doing this. But what I am saying is like it is what I am called to, and I think it's a worthy call.
Yep.
Right. And so like this is very difficult to do. But if we're trying to be the parent that's in the middle of where Zalaria is, overwhelmed, feels like madness. What do I grasp to inside of that moment? I grasp to like beyond my frame and back to theirs and back to my purpose as a shepherd of helping them, direct them towards the life that I want them to live, the life that I want them to have. Right. And like, that's the only thing we can do in that moment that is, I think, is useful for them.
Yeah. And with that in mind, we are working hard and have in construction a website that we're building, and we're going to have all kinds of different learning opportunities, connection opportunities, community building opportunities for the Graceful Parents world to come together and have meaningful conversation, dialogue, coaching opportunities, all this sort of stuff. And we are really excited about what it might mean and be for parents that are wondering, how do we do this well?
Yeah.
And is this even a feasible ask? And so we would love to connect with you in that way. And that's on its way in the next probably couple weeks. There's no actual like launch date yet, but we'll communicate that as soon as we have it.
It's coming soon, man. It's coming soon.
OT Dubs on the way.
It's going to be great, man.
Yeah.
Reed, I loved getting to make a podcast with you today, buddy. It's one of my favorite things. And I'm glad that I'm really thankful for the community that's being built on the podcast and the other places around social media. Yeah. This is a really cool thing, and I'm excited about where it's going.
Me too. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.